Behind the walls of one of the most feared dynasties in college football, something broke. Not a play, not a formation, but a silent fracture at the very heart of the Crimson Tide. Whispers are leaking from the locker room, secrets no fan has ever heard, stories that could shake the legend itself. The veterans, the rookies, the coaches, everyone carries a piece of attention too intense to ignore. Every drill, every glance, every decision is now part of a high-stakes game that goes far beyond the field. And the question remains, what really happens inside Alabama when the perfect image of victory starts to crumble? In Alabama, winning isn't just a goal, it's the law. Every player, every coach, every drill is measured against decades of dominance. But what happens when the fear of losing begins to overshadow the very desire to win? According to insiders, the Crimson Tide's practices have transformed into something more than training. They are intense, grueling simulations, almost like battle drills, designed to push players not just to their limits, but beyond them. Sweat mixes with turf, voices rise and break, and the phrase "never again" echoes not as motivation, but as a silent, omnipresent threat. Veterans glance at rookies with skepticism, rookies push themselves through exhaustion, and even the most seasoned players find themselves questioning every decision, every play, every move on the field. Every touchdown is analyzed, every pass scrutinized, every play replayed until perfection is demanded and imperfection punished. The team that once seemed untouchable now operates under a microscope of psychological pressure, where a single mistake can ripple through the locker room, creating doubt, tension, and silent battles no fan ever sees. This isn't about strategy alone, it's about identity. The pride that once defined Alabama Crimson Tide is being tested in a way no scoreboard can measure. And yet, somehow, the team adapts, survives, and continues to push forward. Every glance at the sideline, every huddle, carries the weight of history and expectation. Inside this world, fear and drive are inseparable, intertwined, creating a delicate balance between excellence and exhaustion. And the most striking part? The fans only see the outcomes, the touchdowns, the victories, the dominance. But inside, the story is far darker, far more complex, far more human. The question looms: how long can a dynasty sustain its perfection when the pressure is no longer just external, but lives inside every player's mind? The system at Alabama is relentless. Injuries like Jam Miller's aren't just numbers on a stat sheet. They are symbols of a program that demands blood, sweat, and unquestioned sacrifice before it rewards trust. Every player, every rookie is tested not just on the field, but in the silence of the locker room, where the weight of history presses heavier than any opponent. Xavier Griffin and Jire Edwards didn't just join a team, they entered a battlefield of legacy, stepping into a culture that measures every move against decades of perfection. Every glance, every sideline conversation, every moment of hesitation is observed, dissected, and remembered. Coaches rotate, strategies shift, a new leadership arrives. Adrian Clem's expertise brings fresh tactics and technical insight, yet the culture endures. Fear is not overt, it doesn't roar, it whispers, it shapes behavior, decisions, and priorities. Even in practice, drills are executed, not just for skill, but for survival. The wrong move, the missed play, the hesitation, each is a reminder of what's at stake. The pressure isn't only physical, it is deeply psychological. The very identity of the players, how they see themselves, how they approach every snap, every huddle, is reshaped by the unseen hand of expectation. The rookies feel it immediately. Every touchdown celebration is muted. Every success is analyzed. Leaders emerge not just by talent, but by who can endure, adapt, and lead under invisible scrutiny. Veteran players glance at the new generation, weighing trust, competence, and resolve. The team is not just a group of athletes. It is a living organism where every interaction carries tension, every word is coded, every gesture has meaning. And even as the external world sees only wins and highlights, inside, every second is a test of will. The question remains, and it lingers over every drill and game day. Can a program so steeped in dominance survive when the very pressure it created begins to reshape the minds of those it relies upon? What happens when the legacy that built champions starts to crush the very people it once elevated? Ty Simpson's rise to QB1 was forged in fire, under pressure that few outside Tuscaloosa could imagine. Whispers of dissent echoed through the locker room. Quiet rivalries simmered just beneath the surface, and the shadow of veterans skeptical of the new leadership created invisible obstacles at every turn. Each practice, behind closed doors, became more than a drill. It became a test of willpower, a gauntlet where every snap, every call, every read demanded not only skill, but resilience. Even when a play succeeded, there was no celebration, only analysis, scrutiny, and the relentless push for perfection. The rookies adapted quickly, forced to internalize lessons at a speed that would overwhelm most. Veterans adjusted, learning to reconcile experience with the new dynamic, and the team moved forward, navigating a delicate balance between discipline and fear. Every huddle carried tension. Every sideline glance was loaded with meaning. Leadership was no longer about talent alone. It became a question of endurance, intelligence, and the ability to absorb pressure that could crush the unprepared. Inside this system, the true measure of a player isn't how many yards they gain or how many touchdowns they throw. It's how they survive the culture, how they respond when every choice is scrutinized, and how they continue to move forward when fear lurks in every corner. Ty Simpson isn't just a quarterback. He has become a symbol of adaptation, resilience, and the struggle to assert control within a machine designed to test every limit. But the internal storm is relentless. Every victory is met with reflection, every failure amplified. And as the team prepares for the next challenge, the question looms larger than any scoreboard. When the pressure inside is greater than the opponent outside, what does it really take to lead? Who can truly stand unshaken when fear has become part of the game itself? The revelation is stark. The Crimson Tide's greatest challenge this season wasn't on the field, it was within. Fear, discipline, and the crushing weight of legacy collided in ways that no fan could ever witness from the stands. Every drill, every meeting, every snap in practice carried the invisible pressure of history. Alabama survived, yes, but the cost was not measured in points or trophies. The team had to rebuild its identity from the inside out, forged in tension, sacrifice, and the unspoken understanding that greatness demands far more than raw talent. Ty Simpson carried the weight of expectations heavier than any defensive line. Jam Miller's struggles on the ground were a symbol of the human price exacted by perfection. Rookies like Xavier Griffin and Jire Edwards were tested in ways no stat sheet could capture. Every success was examined, every error magnified, every glance interpreted as part of a larger narrative. And yet somehow, the Crimson Tide persisted. Players learned to move as one organism, a collective navigating fear and discipline simultaneously, understanding that survival inside this dynasty required more than skill. It required resilience of spirit. Even as victories stacked on the scoreboard, the real battles unfolded unseen. Every huddle, every sideline gesture, every locker room conversation shaped the team's evolution. The culture that once produced champions was being rewritten, not by talent alone, but by the psychological endurance of every individual. Leadership emerged in unexpected forms, courage manifested in subtle ways, and the true heroes were those who carried their own doubts and transformed them into unyielding determination. And the most pressing question now looms larger than any championship trophy. Can a dynasty truly thrive when every victory is built on the razor's edge of fear? What happens when the very culture that created legends also threatens to consume them from the inside? Can Alabama Crimson Tide remain untouchable when the greatest opponent is no longer across the field, but within? What do you think? Is the Crimson Tide's pursuit of perfection silently consuming the heart and soul of Alabama football? Could the obsession with winning have turned the very dynasty that built legends into a pressure cooker no one can escape? Share your thoughts in the comments right now. We want to hear your take, your questions, your theories. Spread this story, because the world deserves to see what really happens behind the walls of Tuscaloosa. And don't forget, the story isn't over. The storm inside Alabama is far from finished, and the next chapter could change everything we thought we knew about this legendary program. So tell us, what would you do if you were inside that locker room right now?